pathologise, dehumanise and attack us. Transphobic groups in recent weeks have intensified their ongoing campaigns of misinformation, division and hate, and our media has shamefully played their part in the name of balance, debate, concerns. These groups claim to be backed by science after also campaigning to be defined as believers in biology in the religion section of our national census. Hypocrites! They can wave their two-dimensional dictionary definitions of womanhood around all they like. We know we are far more than words on a page. That women are in fact people. That people are more than their genitals. Trans people will not tolerate the denigration of our proud identities, attacks on our hard-won rights, and will never apologise for our truth. We are a community that is strong and will never go away. We are beautiful. Trans people of Ireland, the people of Ireland, have responded resoundingly that intolerance will not be tolerated. Trans and non-binary people are our friends and family. Trans people are comrades in the fight for bodily autonomy. Trans people have fought hard and won our human right to dignity and a private life. What trans people need from our allies here today is to move beyond the obvious. That trans people are who they say we are. That trans women are women, trans men are men, and non-binary people are non-binary. It is now 561 days since the collapse of adolescent healthcare in Ireland. How is this cherishing our children equally? Allies need to listen and join our calls for an end to the barbaric model of adult trans healthcare that exists in this country, that abandons people on 7-year waiting lists, that requires us to subject ourselves to hours-long excruciating psychiatric assessments, that pathologise us and force us to divulge our porn habits, thoughts during oral sex, and to forcibly out ourselves to work and family to access hormones and surgery that will kick us to the curb when we are unemployed, neurodiverse, and not their idea of what trans should be. Trans people need healthcare in our communities, where relationships are built on trust and belief, where mental health supports are available, not compulsory, where co-occurring conditions and life circumstances are addressed in tandem and not used as barriers in denial of healthcare. We are the experts on our own needs, not multidisciplinary teams with a maverick model of care that goes against international best practice, that prioritises their decisions over hundreds of other people's own lives and bodies. Trans people have a right to bodily autonomy. Excessive gatekeeping is a form of conversion therapy. The dehumanising and demonisation of our community that is being enabled right now is emboldening those who physically attack us, who intimidate us and attempt to invalidate us. Violence has risen and will continue to do so as long as these hateful groups are legitimised and protected. We call on those in positions of influence who are stoking the flames of hate and division to take responsibility and end this uncalled for and unwanted culture war. Our voices, our experiences, our needs take primacy over their fear, hate and division. Those who attack us and pathologise us, their worst nightmare is a trans community that is connected, thriving and proud. One of the most critical tasks for the trans community is to remind ourselves of the importance of friendship and love, building community with those around us, especially with those of us who are most minorities, such as travellers, the disabled, neurodiverse people, sex workers, Black and Indigenous and people of colour. Tenny runs support groups for families. Tenny runs support groups for families and young trans people. We help support and maintain adult peer groups across the country. We are working on ensuring that conversion therapy is banned outright. We will continue to advocate for the implementation of depathologized healthcare promised, yet still not delivered by the government and HSE. Each of us listening, amplifying our voices, taking a stand and marching together today, we can book the global trend of attacking a minoritized trans community in order to obfuscate the resurgence of fascism, patriarchy, the global climate crisis and our housing and cost of living crisis. We can be a beacon of hope across the world, showing that trans people can feel safer here by affording legal recognition to non-binary people and under 18s through self-determination, by implementing informed consent healthcare, banning conversion practices and their promotion, and by depathologizing trans people. Have pride!